Hello, beautiful Aries. My name is Jaden, and this is Lighthouse 36. Today I'm doing a general reading for the Aries Collective for mid-month, July 2026. All right, let's get started and see what Spirit has in store for you. Spirit, please give us an overall theme, one card from this deck. What does Aries need to know at the present time? Please speak to us through these cards. Overall theme. Okay, you've got wisdom, and there's a mermaid there. Just beautiful. One more overall theme for the Aries Collective for mid-July 2026. Spirit, from this deck, please. One card, one message from this deck, please. Surrendering the habit of people-pleasing, or surrender the habit of people-pleasing. Wow, what a beautiful card. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Wow. That is true wisdom. Okay, Aries. Let's just explore further. What other messages do you have for the Aries Collective, Spirit? Six of Pentacles. The Devil energy. And the Two of Pentacles. Let's get a clarifier. Clarifier, please, for Six of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups. Clarifier, please, for the Devil. The Six of Cups. And the King of Swords. Clarifier for Two of Pentacles. Getting a lot of cards here, Aries. The Ace of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Yes, you can see all of those. Good. All right, I'm just going to take a few deep breaths, ground myself, and connect with the messages from the cards, as well as the spirit's messages and your energy collectively. You're more than welcome to join me, Aries. Okay, Aries. It's very interesting because as an Aries, like the Aries sign is known for being a leader, leading, making decisions and going forward with it. Okay. But I'm getting an opposite energy here. I'm getting indecisiveness actually here with the Seven of Cups. I'm getting you always giving, 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 and not really receiving, which is very, very interesting here. which is not typical of Aries. And I feel this is something that you learned from a young age, a way of being that you learned from a very young age. And the devil's had you trapped in this energy, feeling like you're trapped. It's like this people pleasing, you know, if I make a decision, if I make a decision, you know, then maybe this person won't like it. Um, and it's just easier to let other people decide and you just go along with it. I'm actually getting an example of a scene from, haven't watched this show in ages, but Big Bang Theory, where Leonard likes to just let other people decide. It's easier, then he doesn't have to worry about making the decision. And, you know, and then he has to learn to express his needs and wants and make decisions. And I think this is what's happening for you. You have to step into your power, Aries, because you are the decision maker. You are a leader. Okay, you're the first sign in the zodiac. Um, you're the one who breaks ground for others. You're a trailblazer. I just feel like this is something you learned from a very young age, to be a people pleaser from the adults around you. And it goes against your nature, actually. I'm sorry, trigger warning, please. I'm hearing that perhaps it was beaten out of you. I'm very sorry if that is you. That's horrible. So you're learning to overcome this. Okay, my cat Charlie is coming to visit us. I just want to make sure he hasn't turned off the camera. No, he hasn't. Okay, hi Charlie. He's bringing us some luck. Thank you, Charlie. He crossed our path. He's bringing us some luck here, bringing you some luck. If you want to know more about my cat Charlie, I did create a miscellaneous video about him. It's in the miscellaneous playlist, I believe. Okay, so back to the reading. So this is something that you've learned from childhood, and you felt very stuck in this energy, like you can't change it. And you either have started to change it and work on this, or you are about to. And when I say work on this, I mean like, you know, reading self-help books or seeing a counselor speaking about it. Maybe seeing an energetic healer of some sort, receiving energetic healing, journaling about it, praying on it, you know, one or all of the above or more. um, and you're trying to bring things back into balance, okay? You're trying to be now the King of Swords here and think more with your mind, rationally, very intelligent. Use your intelligence. I think you're a very intelligent person. I'm hearing the word brilliant, and you kind of play small, okay, to please other people, because you don't want to overshadow them in any way. You've been taught this from a very young age, to be very humble. But you're trying to become the wise one now. You've dove in deep, deep into the sea, okay? Um, into your emotions, into your psyche, or you're about to change this pattern. You're being rational about this. It's your turn now to receive. You're using your rational mind to get yourself out of this. And things are going to be brought into balance as you work on yourself, okay? There's great inspiration here with the Ace of Wands, okay? So this is just now an idea, like a little seed that you're planting, but it's going to grow. You're going to go from the Ace of Wands, which is the first Wands card, to the Queen of Wands, which is the second last uh, Wands card, okay? You're going to allow yourself now to be in the spotlight, to shine your light. You're not going to hide yourself anymore just to make others comfortable, make others more comfortable. You're going to be the wise one. You're going to show your wisdom, your intelligence, your light to the world. And there's a little black cat here, you know, maybe that's why Charlie was walking across here. There's good luck here. You're going to start shining your light. Good for you. You may even step into the spotlight in some way, you know, like go for that promotion. Um, uh, some type of stepping into the spotlight. Like maybe you've always had a dream of being an actress or an actor or some type of musician or writer. You're going to step into the spotlight somehow. Everyone's going to see you shine. You're not going to be in this stuck energy anymore. If you haven't started this healing and if you're not being supported in any way or you don't have the finances to do it, there's lots of free things on YouTube. I recommend a channel called Mainstream Reiki if you're interested in energetic healing. There's a person named Andrea who gives free Reiki sessions to people with no commercials. There's lots of guided meditations. I recommend you work on your solar plex chakra, okay, because that's all about stepping into your power. No more of this people pleasing. You're the wise one. There's been a seed planted here, like an epiphany moment, and you realize, I need to stop this. You're using your intellect and you're stepping into the spotlight. Things are coming into balance. It's your turn to receive. Wow, so beautiful. Wow, I'm very happy for you, Aries. That's wonderful because this is your true nature. This is your true nature. You're just going to feel such a sense of relief. Maybe you're someone who suffers from anxiety and it's because you've been holding yourself back all this time. And I really feel it's like something you've learned as a child. There was another similar message. There were a couple of other ones, Sagittarius, and I forget the other one. May have been Capricorn, that had similar messages about stepping into their power. I'm going to ask the fairies for a message for you, please. Clarification, confirmation, or additional message. Not everybody believes in fairies, but I do. There was a time in my life where I was going through something very difficult, and I reached out to the fairies for assistance, and they did help me. So I'm very grateful for that. And so I do believe personally in fairies. This is not a fairy deck, but it's the Sacred Forest deck. And I believe the fairies speak to me through this deck. It has really fairy energy to it. Any message for the Aries Collective fairies? An additional message, confirmation, clarification, please. Protection. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, fairies. You're being protected through this process. Okay, there's a stag here, and it's interesting because stags are about leadership. You're being protected. Stag is with you. They're helping you to take your rightful place. Guardian of the land, guardians of the land, protection. Maybe this is how you're going to step into the spotlight. Maybe you're an environmentalist and your voice is going to be heard. Maybe you're someone who's, has tried to stay or avoid politics, and now you're going to get into politics or start an NGO or nonprofit organization, a charitable organization, maybe with the environment or helping, vulnerable peoples. But you're taking your place of leadership here, and here's the stag to confirm that. That's beautiful. Thank you, fairies. We're going to get one last message from the fairies, and this is a fairy deck. It's my little mini fairy deck. If you're interested in learning about any of the decks that I use, please check out the description box below the video. Fairies, one last message, clarification, confirmation, or additional message for the Aries Collective. Yes, you're definitely being protected, okay? And it's funny because of the land. This has to do with nature, and you're stepping into your true nature as an Aries, which is leadership. Okay, one card flipped over here, manifestation. Wow, so beautiful. Yes, you're manifesting a brand new life for yourself, things that you've never experienced ever before. Good for you. Good for you, Aries, taking control in this way, stepping into the spotlight, stopping the people pleasing. Letting your voice be heard, your opinions be heard, what you believe in, your values, instead of letting others just ride over you roughshod, Things are finally going to be coming into balance with you. Yeah, and I'm getting that message again that you may be someone who suffers from a lot of anxiety. I know that Spirit is asking me to share this with you. When I was younger, I did go back to school as a mature student, and I had grown up in a difficult environment. Trigger warning, like an environment with a lot of abuse, and my voice wasn't allowed to be heard. So I wasn't used to myself. I'm not an Aries, but I wasn't used to having expressing my opinions. I wasn't used to speaking my truth out loud, kind of thing. And I finally, it's a long story, but I ended up in university as a mature student, okay? Single parent with 3 kids in university. And when I first started speaking up, because what I was learning, I was really passionate about, and I wanted to speak. And I remember initially, like, my voice would literally shake and my hand would shake when I put it up to speak, for my turn to speak. And my legs would be shaking under the desk. But I pushed forward and I pushed through. And and it got easier and easier with time, as as I was in a healthy environment where opinions were allowed to be expressed, unlike my home and my childhood. And I gained more confidence. And I still struggle with it to this day a bit. Even when I started my channel here, initially, I didn't trust myself to just speak off the cuff, like do the reading just like this, like I'm doing right now. I initially would do a voiceover, so record myself, after I had done the spread. And when I did it, it was actually so easy because Spirit guided me and said, you know, you have to do this. This is the way you have to do this. And so I started to, and it was much easier than I thought it would be. And it's going to be the same for you. That's why Spirit's asking me to share this with you. It will get easier with time. And you will find healthy places where it's okay for you to express your opinion, safe places. You know, start with the safe places first, you know, and then eventually if you do plan to go into politics or an environment, some places aren't going to feel as safe to you, but you'll be stronger and more confident by then. Baby steps is what I'm hearing. And this, honestly, Aries, is your true nature. So I think it's going to come even more naturally to you than it did to me. So Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading and found it helpful. If you did, please be sure to show this channel some love. In the meantime, I'm wishing you all the very best on your journey and sending you so much love. Bye for now.